Hey guys and gals, it's me, Jesse again. I was going to tell you, me and Houston, where's that Chevelle I was telling you about last episode? Well, here it is. It's a 1969 original SS car, 396 big block. And my dad's literally had this thing for 40 years, and we're finally getting back to it. And it's been a local car its entire life. I peeled the ETSU stickers off of it when I was working on it before, but when I was just got out of high school, I literally started on this car, and a lot of people, y'all might know, I ain't got a garage, so I've been working on it every chance I get. In the last garage it was in, I took the body off the frame, I painted the frame myself. Our friend Billy put her quarter panels in, and I set the body back down the frame. I've got all the suspension work done. It's got moot bushings all the way through it, and then the garage went south on us, and I had to pull it out of our friend's garage, which he's passed and gone now. Rest in peace, Frank. But I put it back in storage. It's literally sat here for about 6 years, and my buddy Houston, man, he come up and said, "Hey, dude, ain't no sense that Chevelle sitting there. We'll get on it as soon as we can." So there's a spot open up in the garage, so we're going to get it up there and at least get a swing at it for so long till the garage gets filled back up. Then we'll put it back in storage and work on it when we can. So that's it.
Heck yeah, guys. We've got about 3 to 4 weeks while the chassis has gone off to powder coat. And I told Jesse, I was like, man, you've got the motor, you've got a radiator, we've got a transmission. We'll let him borrow my tranny for a while until he gets his done. I was like, man, I think we can make one heck of a whack at this deal in a few weeks. And so we got an opening in the shop. He can throw it on the lift, and he can have at it for a few weeks. And while I'm working on customer stuff, we can help each other out when we need to. And we're gonna make this deal happen. Well, guys, this is the man, the myth, the legend right here. This is
it.
This is Jesse's dad. And RJ, man, tell us a little bit about this car and if you're excited about working on it.
I'm glad to get it out of here, get working on it, get it done.
Heck yeah.
Rock and drop it.
That's right. You excited to hear this thing fire up?
Yeah.
I heard that, buddy. I heard that. We're gonna get this thing up at the shop, and we're gonna hammer down this thing, and here in a week or two, we're gonna hear this thing run, all right?
All righty.
Let's make it happen. Jesse, man, she's on the road.
Yes, sir. It ain't like I want it, but by crack, it's going to get on the road.
There we go. Taking this bad boy up to the house and let's make some things happen.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. So we got ourselves a little bit of an interesting episode here for y'all. Sitting here with my good buddy Jesse, and we got ourselves a big block sitting right here.
Yeah, man.
And we got ourselves a little bit different of a car back here behind us. I'm gonna let Jesse here in a second give the kind of the spill on this, but I'm gonna kind of give you guys a little bit of lowdown as well. We just had a chassis that just went to powder coat, and while it's at powder coat and stuff for a customer, we got ourselves about a 3-week window of where this bay is gonna be opened up here. And I called up Jesse. He's been getting a lot of parts and stuff together on this thing. And I was like, you know what? I was like, man, we got ourselves a little bit of window where you can be working on your hot rod, and you and your dad can be working on it and stuff. And I think it's going to be really cool. So there's still customer stuff going on in the background. It's just one of those deals. We've got a little window here for a couple of weeks where Jesse can work on his car and stuff. And this will be some really good footage to add in to our YouTube channel as well. So, Mr. Jesse, I'm gonna let you kind of fill this thing in, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, man, this car is a 1969 Chevelle, original SS car. My dad's had the car for literally pretty much going on 40 years now, and it's been the car years ago. The cam went out on it, and Dad never did have the money to get it back going. So the car is literally set for pretty close to 30 years. I mean, it's been setting for a long time. It's been my childhood dream to get this car going, and I've always wanted. I mean, it's been me and my dad's dream. And yeah, we got the motor done thanks to a local legend that I've looked up to my entire life. He built the motor for me. His name's Gary Sweeney. And the man was a dictionary when it comes to this stuff. I mean, and the bad news has come, and a couple weeks ago he decided to move on. He ended up passing over some situations, and it was a big ordeal in my life because he meant the world to me. And luckily, I'll forever cherish this motor because this was the actual last motor he's ever built, and the man's built countless motors, and it's a big loss. I mean, he's, like I said, he was a local dictionary for Chevrolets. He's been in this stuff before it was even cool. So, much respect to Gary Sweeney. Rest in peace. I'm going to forever miss you, buddy. So, yeah, he got the motor ready for us when he was building it. He told me, he said, man, I'm going to have the motor literally ready to set in your engine bay. And literally, he delivered that. I mean, it's ready. I mean, we just got to set in the thing and hook the transmission up to it, and I'll see this car right here move over its own power the first time my entire life. I've never seen this car move. It's always sit, and that'll be a big moment for my life. And I've got a lot going on, and I'm trying to build me a house right here in the process. So he gave me, my buddy Houston here, he hooked me up with some time in the garage. I said, yeah, I got to take advantage of it. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool project to come along, and it ain't going to be. Right now, it's up in the air. Anything could happen. It's going to be, if we don't get it running, which that's our plans, is to get it running. But if not, we'll pull it back out of the garage till I get some time to bring it back. But our plans is to get it running. Yeah. That's the way it is. But and this is a 1967 block. I wish it was a 69, but. Oh. This is a 67 396. I wish it was a 69, but 69, and man, after I've come into the big block world, this stuff is honestly dinosaur bones. You cannot find it. I mean, in the process of building this motor, luckily Gary had a junkyard that was hoarded up with 1960s and 70s big block stuff. So he had all the little stuff that literally you cannot get for these motors now. They don't reproduce them. I mean, it's like certain washers, like I think it was the main pulley washer is only like a 396 only washer. And Gary looked, I mean, you could probably buy it, but we couldn't find it. So luckily Gary had a spare big block laying 6 feet under some junk. I end up pulling that little washer out. I mean, this stuff's about gone. And I tried to find a 69 block, and it was nowhere to be found. And there's people around here is like, yeah, I got a 69 block, I'll say. I'm like, well, cool. Well, here I come up with the money and realize it's a big old pile of BS. And I was like, I'm tired of hunting. We had this block sitting down in our basement. Dad scavenged up years and years ago. And me and this dude hanked that thing out of a crawl space basement, and y'all would have seen us. It was Lord.
If this makes any sense, how we got it out. When he means crawl space, it was in a crawl space. This is not a full-size man door. It's literally a door big enough to get that motor out there. Yeah. Okay. So it was a complete motor in this crawl space. All right. And there's like 3 steps to get in and out of the crawl space. So the only way we could figure out to get it out of there, I said, well, let's take the heads off of it. Let's take the intake off of it. Let's take as much stuff off of it as we can to lighten it up. Yeah. And let's take, so what we ended up having to do was we took a piece of chromoly pipe down there, like a stick, a 1/4 inch wall thickness, big old 2-inch
Yeah.
long tube or a 2-inch diameter tube, and we hooked a chain to the motor, and we just, you know, hoisted it up top deal. Luckily, the pipe was long enough to where we could have enough leverage to get it out of that hole, because it was in there hardcore.
Yeah.
So we got it.
Well, lucky it was right beside the door.
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't deeper than that.
Yeah.
But
lucky.
I've got more big blocks stored on in the basement. It's going to be heck one day getting them things out.
He's got some big block parts, but
Yeah.
golly, man, it was a job getting that thing out. So we got that motor up here, and it was funny. Jesse's dad, like, you guys have seen him in the videos a few times. You guys have got to see him in the video of when we fired up my car and stuff. But this man had like a fire that came alive in him.
Yeah.
We got the motor here at my house
That was funny. I remember
about 10 o'clock at night. Next thing I know, we're disassembling the whole motor. I'm not talking about just working on the heads. I'm talking about we're taking
we was taking the pistons
the
and
pistons
all
out, the crank out of it, and RJ was like, boys, it's time to get to work. Next thing I know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. We've got the block completely stripped down. Everything's put in totes, and RJ's ready to take it to the machine shop. That's where we was.
I looked at Dad. I said, "Well, you ready to go to the house, get in bed?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" And yeah, it was. He's pretty fired up. I mean,
he's fired up right now.
Yeah, he's pretty excited. So,
and I'm excited for him. Everything's just kind of working out to where they can work on it for a little bit and get some stuff done to it. I mean, me and Jesse's been looking over the parts and stuff. The next few episodes on this thing, we should be able to see a lot of stuff come together pretty quickly on getting it running. And then once we get it running, the next step will be we will have to get a drive shaft made for it. But I think that's like the biggest thing that we're going to need. Right now, Jesse's on the hunt for a flywheel, but I've got a Turbo 400 that we're going to put in it for now.
Yeah, it's going to be temporary because the car was originally a 4-speed.
Yeah. And
we are going back to the 4-speed. I've got my eyes on one, but I've come across. Some of y'all might not know what it is, but a lot of you probably will. It's an M22 rock crusher transmission. And I got my eyes on. I just got to get the money gathered up to get it. So once I get that transmission, she'll be back a 4-speed.
And this was just one of those deals where I was like, Jesse, man, we've got the parts to get it running and driving. And I was like, let's do something. Let's get it going. So I've got a little bit of space for you. And you can work on it and get some stuff moving on it. And then once you get your straight drive built and get that transmission done, I was like, all we got to do is drop my automatic out of it, and we'll put the clutch back in it, and we'll go from there. Because I mean, again, it's an original 4-speed car. It's got all the clutch pedals in it, all the original stuff. And we're just going to put, you know, a basic automatic in it for now, just so he can get it running. And the plan is he can drive it up and back and forth from here, and he can work on it on the weekends and stuff. And he's got a place he can work on it in a dry. But yeah, man, I'm excited for you, Jesse. I'm excited for your dad. I think this is going to be something fun to start the new year off with. I mean, heck, man, we just got my car running. It won't be long. We'll have this thing running. And we got a lot of cool stuff coming. We got a lot of cool stuff for business stuff happening. You guys will be seeing that in the next few weeks as well. And we got a lot of cool things for y'all for this 2020 here. But Jesse, man, I'm excited for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
It's no problem at all. I'm excited for you and your dad. And,
man, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah,
I mean, a long time coming. Literally, the car's been setting up for 30 years. I have to be, because I'm 28 years old, and so I've seen it set my whole life. So it's been pretty close to 30 some odd years, and it's been a long time coming. We had this thing setting to save this car. I've had so many people make fun of me through my life, and we actually had this car setting 6 feet in the air in the backyard.
I remember that.
Just because we wanted to save it. And I'm glad we did, because there is 0 rust in that floorboard, and it's been sitting outside, I know of, for 22 years. Just sitting, and there's 0 rust. And in the trunk pan, my dad was smart enough back in the day. He said, well, if this thing's going to be put up, he said, I'm going to put axle grease all over the trunk pan. And sure, I'm glad he did, because when I pressure washed this car 6 years ago to get all the grime off of it, the blue spackle popped back out in the trunk, and it's zero rust.
Yeah,
so,
this car really is extremely solid.
Yeah, it's solid as a rock.
When Jesse was telling me about the car, and the first time I got to see it and stuff, when we got the motor and stuff out of his basement, I was really impressed. Like, the car is super solid. He's got one heck of a car to go back original with. That's the plans with it. It's not going to be a race car or anything like that. This is just him and his dad's hot rod that they're bringing back to life.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to get to see the full build of it. I mean, you guys have got interior parts.
Yeah, we got all the full interior. Only thing I think we got to get is the quarter panels. The inside as the quarter goes up, we got to get them
cell panels.
And that's it. Literally, I mean, we've got everything, and even the quarters.
Yeah.
Believe me or not, guys, my dad bought the quarter panels in his car out of a local car lot called Chaparral going towards Bristol. And he bought them things 30-some years ago, and I ripped them out of the General Motors box personally. I took a picture of the serial numbers and all. And they're the real deal quarters in this car, so it's going to be a real deal hot rod. I mean,
that's cool, because that means that was actually NOS.
Yeah, that
original OEM parts, and that's cool. And they had those parts and stuff in their attic for a long time and stuff. But I tell you guys, we're both pumped up. This is going to be a fun one. I'm excited for Jesse, and I'm excited for his dad. We wanted to let you guys know about this. You guys got a little bit of a sneak talking about it on the last episode there, and here it is.
Exactly. I always got some kind of junk going.
That's right. That's what it's all about. But guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for commenting down below.
Yeah.
The comments and the shares are really, really a big help for us on YouTube.
It puts some fuel in the rocket. It
does.
helps us out a lot.
It does, because the way YouTube works, when we don't get many comments and we don't get many shares, they really hold our videos back where they don't get many views. And guys, we really appreciate y'all commenting down below. It helps the videos go, especially when you guys share them and stuff. Tell your friends about them. We're super close to 2,000 subscribers right now. We're like at 1,930, something like that.
And that's cool.
And that's cool. We're really close to 2,000. So again, if you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you are. If you got several YouTube accounts, subscribe on all of them. We need all the help that we can get to get us to that 2,000 mark. But guys, we're excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Don't forget to go over to KillerMotorsports.com, where we've got all kinds of merch over there and all kinds of high performance products as well. And definitely a big shout out to our sponsors and partners. Till next time, you guys have a good one.